This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of Agatha All Along, Episode 7, Death's Hand in Mine. And honestly, this episode was pretty good. I think it was extraordinarily confusing for first watching, as it jumps around the timeline of the episode a lot. And it does have a kind of disappointing ending to the entire Salem 7 storyline. And yeah, if you haven't watched this yet, there will be spoilers, but with the entire story, I don't remember her name, but the older witch who dies at the end of the episode, I think that her story was really well told, and I understand why they had jumping around a bunch to show her experiencing time in a non-linear fashion. It's really similar to the Crisis at Infinite Earths movie, the part one from earlier this year, where we got to see the Flash's life in different stages, and again, I think it works here. I think this is a pretty interesting storytelling method, and it's just kind of crazy that two different superhero projects used it within the same year. But honestly, it's my favorite episode so far, where I feel like it was really well told and emotional. And well, I think the Salem 7 was kind of disappointing with them all being killed off, and there being basically like nearly a death of one member every like other episode. It is still honestly pretty interesting. I think that the fact that the Green Witch's death, I don't really know what to take of that, because death is it's an interesting concept. I'm not sure if they are talking about the death that Deadpool falls in love with, because they did, that would be definitely interesting, since that is the literal physical embodiment of death. But I'm honestly really not sure. And it's interesting that they're doing Death now, since Death is a really important character to two other MCU characters, one being Thanos, who in the comics his entire motivation is to please Death, and that's why he wants to kill half the universe. On the other hand, Deadpool also has a bunch of romantic encounters with Death. In fact, Thanos is jealous of him, and Thanos curses Deadpool with immortality to make sure, on top of his healing factor, Thanos ensures that Deadpool will be immortal, so he will never be able to be with Death. So yeah, honestly, interesting to see what they are doing with this. If they're being a little more metaphorical about it, or they're being very literal that she is the physical embodiment of death. And I wasn't even thinking that when I first saw it. Literally, as I was thinking about it, I was like, oh wait, Death is actually a character in Marvel that is a female. And I'm honestly interested to see if they are gonna go with this fact, or it's more of a metaphorical version of Death. Because honestly, I'm not really sure which way they're gonna go with that. But with everyone else, honestly, the characters were pretty solid in this. I think that this episode definitely kind of 180 on me, because when I first started it, I didn't enjoy it too much. But by the end, I think that the story that was being told in this episode was really solid and the best so far. And yeah, honestly, because as I said, this episode really, I think that the starting of it, it just I just felt just not too interesting. but everything with her was really well handled. I think that her sacrifice at the end was worthy. It just feels a little disappointing because it felt like she was going to be, well, the Salem 7 were going to be the main antagonists, but it seems it's now being taken over by Death. So I do want to see what happens next. For now, I think there's 2 episodes left, and they come out next week. And I've already recorded basically all the videos I need for the rest of the week up to next Tuesday to work on my Halloween video. And depending on how long next week's episodes are, I might have to push it to Thursday. I said a little more definitive in the weekly update I recorded for next week. But if they are on the shorter side, then I might be able to get it out next week on Wednesday. If not, I'll almost really have to push it to Thursday. But since that's at the top of my head right now, I decided to mention that. And one last question I have is why they chose this song for the end credits because of its already very well known association with Marvel. And that is if I could save time in a bottle because it's honestly just a really interesting song choice. And I wonder if they're teasing anything with Quicksilver in the future because we did see, like the character of Ralph Boner show up last week, and I forgot to mention him. But that was it was an okay cameo. But they had that, and then they had the most famous Quicksilver scene being his slow-mo scene from X-Men Days of Future Past with this song. So I'm honestly just curious to see if they do something with the character of Quicksilver, or if that's a tease for the character of Tommy, because I think it has to mean something because of that song's important meaning to Marvel fans and its connection to the character of Quicksilver. So I don't know specifically about that from you guys because I was just really surprised they chose it because of again its extreme importance to Quicksilver and the the fact that he has a tie-in to the character of Billy. So I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.